Toledo in Madrid, welcome to Hardtalk.
Thank you very much.
You presumably want the forces of unity, the political parties backing the integrity of Spain as it currently exists. You want them to win, don't you?
Well, I do, but that's my personal opinion, but it's not up to me. There is a regional election. This is democracy. The Catalan people will, in a perfectly legal, perfectly organized, monitored and all, election, choose as they wish.
Indeed, but my point is this. If you want the forces supporting unity to win, why don't you make it a little bit easier for those parties by acknowledging the grave mistakes that Madrid made in the run-up to and on the day of the Catalan referendum on independence? Surely that would help if you actually said, you know what, we did make some terrible errors.
Well, I don't need anybody. I mean, I don't need to acknowledge any mistake. We all make mistakes. But the biggest mistake here was to revoke by a simple majority of the regional government on the 6th and 7th of September, jumping over every legality, even their own legality. They revoked the basis of the rights and freedoms of all Catalans in Catalonia. That was the biggest mistake. So let me criticize the mistakes, the grave mistakes, and the great damage they have done to Catalonia economically, social fracture. The other day we lost a very good candidate of Barcelona because of this. Listen, this is the big issue. The damage the independentist government and the independentist forces have done to Catalonia, and this is going to be recover. We are going to recover from this because first thing you need is legal certainty. Yes. 2,700 companies have left Catalonia because of this. We want them to go back, and for that they need legal certainty. When you revoke every legality, when you don't even follow your own legality, nobody wants to go to your place. So
if I may, Minister Toledo,
restore legality, and then we can build together.
Yes. If I may interrupt you for just a second, Minister, I asked you for any acknowledgement of your mistakes. Don't you worry. We'll talk to the Catalan regional government as it was about the things they did, but I need to press you on things you did. For example, was it wise for you to use such powerful and polarizing rhetoric when you called the referendum that they held in Catalonia, and I'm quoting you directly, an evil, illegal act? Why on earth did you call it evil? These are just civilians conducting a vote.
No, it wasn't civilians conducting a vote. It was a government jumping over every law, even their own regional law, the basis of their legitimacy, breaking their own law to approve convening a referendum which they knew was illegal. That's evil. That's not democracy. You cannot jump over your own democratic law, which needs 2/3 to be changed. You change it by a simple majority. That's evil. Well, evil. Okay, well, it's evil.
Evil is
illegal.
A word that indicates...
For me, illegal in a democratic world...
Yeah. Evil is a word that indicates something about the mindset that the government in Madrid seems to have. Another thing that indicates your mindset is sending in security forces to stop peaceable men and women from voting, dragging them by the hair, beating them up. Human rights groups reporting that there were dozens of people who had injuries as a result. Again, if you were to say sorry for that, it might change the political atmosphere in the run-up to the December 21st vote. Will you do that?
Listen, I am sorry, and we all regret that there was people injured. As far as we know, there were 2 people in hospital, one with a heart attack, and we have unchecked reports about people being injured, but 2 people in hospital, and that's regretful. But the police forces were sent there by a judge, a Catalan judge, by the way, to enforce a court order. They used force, and there were, in about 2,200,000 people, there were 2 people in hospital. That's regretful. So I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the people who got injured. Yes,
but it would be helpful if you would be truthful. It would be helpful. it would be helpful if you were truthful about the real extent of the injuries. For example, the Hague Center for Strategic Studies did a survey of what happened. They found that hundreds of voters had been injured on polling day, and they concluded with these words: the use of force displayed by the Spanish police has no place in an established democracy.
The use of force was done under court orders in the face of resistance and violent attacks against the police. There were 45 policemen injured. So in 2,200,000 that there are two people in hospital, one with a heart attack, is regretful. But I don't agree with what the Hague conference or organization says. We have to back our police forces when they act following a court order. I'm sorry, we have to do that in Spain, in the UK, and in any democratic country.